Welcome back to SciShow Breaking News. I'm Hank Green, and there are many things in this world that give me pleasure, but two of them are talking to scientists and weird stuff washing up on beaches. And this week, I got to enjoy both of those things together. I'm sure that you've heard by now about the giant blue eyeball that washed ashore in southern Florida. A beachcomber came across it last week and turned it over to Florida's Department of Fish and Wildlife, basically saying, Well, the specimen found its way to the lab of Tom REINERT, a research administrator for Florida's Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, who personally tackled the giant eyeball mystery. So while the rest of the internet was asking everyone with a PhD after their name what they thought the eye looked like, I thought I'd talk to the guy who actually had it sitting on his desk. From his lab in Tequesta, Florida, Dr. REINERT was good enough to tell us not just who the eye belonged to, but how he figured it out. Science! So let's look at the data points first. The size. The eyeball was originally reported at being 25 centimeters in diameter, about the size of a dinner plate, but it turns out that that was misreported. 25 centimeters was the circumference of the eyeball, not its diameter. Divide by pi! The misreported figure led some experts to speculate that it had to be the eye of a colossal squid, but because it is in fact much smaller than that, it does not have to be the eye of a colossal squid. So to figure out whether it was a squid or a fish, REINERT literally smelled it, something the rest of us, thankfully, couldn't do. He says, it smelled fishy, and it was still fresh. Science at work! The smell told him that we were dealing with the eye of a big fish and not some creature like a squid. Plus, as he put it, I was able to rule out the kraken. A quick inspection also showed that the eye was surrounded by bone. This meant that it wasn't, as one of his colleagues had suggested, from a big eye shark, since shark skeletons are made of cartilage, not bone. Now trying to narrow it down, he guessed that it could be the eye of a MOLA, also known as a sunfish, but a fellow marine biologist told him that sunfish eyes always have gold-colored irises. Finally, Dr. REINERT looked at where and when the eye was found. This is the time of year when large numbers of swordfish congregate off the coast of southeastern Florida as they migrate north. And swordfish have big eyes because they spend most of their time in the sea's deeper, darker depths, from 500 to as much as 2,500 meters below the surface. What's more, their eyes are surrounded by specialized bony rings called orbital cups, much like the bone found around the specimen, and swordfish's eyes are always blue. Now, other similar fish like marlins and sailfish have similar blue bone-encircled eyes, but those species are usually released unharmed after they're caught, at least if people are obeying the law, while the specimen seemed to have been cut out with a tool. So REINERT concluded that the eye probably came from a swordfish that was caught and gutted by a fisherman out at sea. And finally, if that doesn't settle it completely for you, a sample of the eye's tissue has been sent off for genetic testing, which will tell us for certain whether Dr. REINERT is right. He said that he himself is not 100% confident, so he's looking forward to seeing the results himself. As he put it, that's how we do science. You eliminate some possibilities, and when you do that, other possibilities become more probable. Science strives to reduce uncertainty, and that's what we're trying to do here. Thank you to Dr. REINERT for his time, and to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, and also to the poor, dead, eyeless swordfish. I hope it was delicious. And thank you for watching this episode of SciShow Breaking News. If you want to suggest topics for us or have any questions or comments, we're on Facebook and Twitter, and of course, down in the comments below.